Did the first thing wrong in the room, found out today. I've been putting the plaster on quite thick and doing it in layers like it said in the packet. It said don't like put about 5mm down, build it up, which I've been doing every couple of days and adding it. I've been leaving a rough texture to it so the next layer grips. But I went a bit too thick and I thought, well, that's all right. It says in the packet, smooth off and just use a wet cloth to smooth it all off. And I thought, well, I'll just sand it all down, it'll be fine. So I built up a thick layer all the way around the room, dropped it all, thought, it'd be easy just to sand down because the lime filler I've been using, powder. Came to use this, it was like concrete. The dust that came off this, the amount of sanding I had to do to try and get this off, it was horrendous. I ain't doing that again. Next time, I'll either smooth it off to the face, or if I've got to build up a few more layers, I'll just take it. I think I rushed it. And just after like the sort of first or second layer, I thought, I'll put a bit more on, I'll just sand it down. And I should have just gone slowly. So I think next time, and the next rooms, I will build it up very slowly, a little bit at a time, don't rush. And then when I get to the last little bit, I'll either use a much finer filler, or I will smooth it off with the cloth. I will not be sanding this down. It don't sand, it's like proper concrete. The good thing is, it is still stuck to the wall and it hasn't come off. It's done nicely to the brick. And you can see some of the lumps that I had to fill in were very thick, where the plaster all fell off or I needed to replace it, especially in that corner. And it has really stuck really well. Luckily that will just need filling up a bit more. And then I can make sure I wipe it off with a cloth smooth. So that'll be okay. But yeah, I'm not sanding all that down again. And the small cracks I still need to go over. Luckily they haven't got any worse. None of the filler I've done so far is cracked. Some I've dug it out a little bit back with there, and I'll put the proper filler in the cracks. And I can smooth all that off and do one last nice clean sand. But I had to wipe, there was so much dust, I had to wipe all the walls down. I had to wipe all the ceiling down, all the tops down. There was just dust everywhere and I thought, I've got to get rid of it all. All on the windows, the doors, but the room's clean, it's all cleanish now. I've got the fireplace to fill it and put the plaster in there. But I think I'll wait for the builder to come through. I'm not going to muck all that up. I'll wait for the builder to come in. If he says, right, chisel it all back, I can do. We'll get that all chiseled back from him. He can come back the next day and fill it in. Mine is too much like layers, and I might as well leave that to professional and get it right first time. I don't fancy doing that 2 or 3 times. So yeah, if you don't get a professional, it will take a lot longer. So maybe tomorrow I'll put a first layer of the fine filler in and start smoothing off all around the corner bottoms there and getting it in and ready then to sand down. Hopefully I'll get it to match the wall. You can see where the skirting goes and how much I've got to fill in where the old wall finished and the new wall needs to be added. So I've just got that amount to make sure I get smooth. So it ain't too bad, we'll have a little play around with that. But yeah, we'll get the last of the filler done in the next couple of weeks and we'll see how it goes. So fingers crossed, first mistake, and we've learned a good lesson from that. We'll see how it all goes.